David, you should say the keep it real, keep it rooted at the beginning too. I like that.
You like that?
I think that's so fun. Keep it real, keep it rooted.
Okay. Welcome to the Gathering Greenhouse.
Hold on. Are you going to take
Keep
John's?
it real, keep it rooted.
Keep it rooted. I mean, rooted.
Welcome to the Gathering Greenhouse,
A podcast.
a podcast to help us grow together. So keep it real, keep it rooted.
Yeah.
And
And
I'm
we'll
Steve,
see you next week.
And this is David and Jonathan.
Yo. Why'd you call me Jonathan?
I don't know. It just felt right.
I have this.
Because people
Complex
often
now.
give you they want to write your name with a H.
Yep.
And if I say Jonathan, it's not possible to put.
Yeah, they don't mess it up
Yeah.
that way. I have a complex because like growing up I was Jonathan, and then when I went to college, people just started calling me John, and it was like, so since being like an adult, I've been John. So whenever I hear someone say Jonathan, I like feel like I'm about to get scolded or like
Jonathan.
I feel bad things are about to happen.
I worked with a guy once whose name was Jonathan, and he would get mad if you called him John.
I don't
Like
get
somebody would call him John, and he would like he'd meet somebody, right, and then they'd call him John, and he would correct them. He'd be like Jonathan.
People would always be like, do you mind being called John, Johnny? You know, like, do you mind? I was like, I don't mind. Like, I've been called way worse things, so
Yeah.
I don't mind a nickname. You know, I'll take it.
I like when people call you Dave.
That's one of my favorites.
Why do you like?
I don't
that?
know, because it's just nobody calls you that, and then when I hear someone do it, I'm just like, how's he gonna react?
I think it's funny too because
So I'm going to rage.
No, you could correct him, but you're nice.
A
Yeah.
lot of people called me Dave in college.
Okay.
People ask me when people ask me if I care, I just like I don't. You call me whatever you want.
it just whenever I hear someone at the church say it, it takes me a minute.
Just
to
don't
realize
call
what
me
they're
late for dinner. Sorry. All right. What about you? Do you prefer Steve or Steven?
I really, honestly, I don't care. I'm not really. I don't even mind the hey you or
Stevie.
anything. I just don't get bothered by that stuff. Some
So
people.
both of you, on your resumes,
Yeah.
when you applied for the job here at the church, put the long form of your name. You had Steven.
formal.
And you had Jonathan.
Yep.
Yeah.
That would probably just.
I was just taught that's what you do.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. It was
legal
probably
Yeah.
some advice.
It
that I
makes
got.
it tough on this end, though, because you're like, what do I call this person?
Yeah.
Well, you know what I've noticed too is a lot of people will write their full name on the connection card as well when they fill it out for the first time. So must be some kind of formal thing.
So speaking of resumes
Yeah.
and job searches,
Right.
and that, it just reminded me of the time we were searching. I think was it our youth pastor or our children's pastor search?
Probably the youth.
I think
pastor.
Pastor. It has
was
to
it?
be youth pastor.
Youth pastor was first.
No, I think it was children's.
Okay.
I think it was children's, and we had a candidate who I had a first conversation with him, and he did okay. He
We
wasn't.
talking about Nate.
N8.
No. Was it N8?
N8.
We had a
No,
guy-
no.
We had
No, that guy. So
several
that
mates.
that was remember we had Nathaniel
Yep.
who wanted to be called Nathaniel, which
Yep.
is not what I'm talking about here. But
Okay.
So this guy did okay in his first conversation, but he wasn't great. Didn't knock my socks off. I probably thought not the guy. But sometimes what I'll do with that is I'll say I want to get a second person's read on it. And actually, this person, I'm rethinking this. Actually, I told him no. And he came back to me and he's like, hey, I'd really like to have a second conversation. I feel like maybe I didn't do well. And I thought, you know what? He was close enough that I'll give this guy
Yeah.
a second chance.
Right.
But I thought I want him to talk to somebody else to get a better perspective. So I set Steve up with him. I said, Steve,
Yeah.
call this guy.
I remember this.
And then Steve, I don't know what happened in the conversation.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell the response, and then you can tell your
Sure,
side.
yeah.
Okay.
His response,
Yes.
the conversation. Okay.
So after that, right, we decided not to go any further in the process with him.
Yeah.
Based on my breakdown with Steve afterwards. But one of the things that he said to me when I told him that was that was the most awkward conversation like he had ever had. That Steve was the hardest person to talk to that he had ever known in his life.
Which, if you know Steve,
Yeah.
Which is
the funniest thing.
Yeah,
ever.
which is like, I mean, I don't know if I can't even imagine
Right.
And I told him that. I was like, dude, I don't know what happened there, but that's not Steve.
You can't get along with Steve.
Yeah. You're probably 85% of the population. I have no problem with getting along with them.
I think it's higher than
Maybe
that.
higher than that.
Yeah.
No, I can explain to you what transpired. So I just, my mind, what was going on in my mind is that, like, okay, this person, one, is interested in a job here, right? So they got to want it a little bit, right? You can't make it, I wasn't going to, give them everything they wanted. They got to work for it a little bit. Yeah. So I was supposed to meet up with them. We were trying to figure out a time and a place. And he just had, like, kind of excuse after excuse of, like, why he couldn't do things here and there. And I just kind of getting this sense of, like, okay, if this is what this conversation is like with this person, what's going to be like to work with them? So, that's when I just kind of pushed him a little bit on it. I'm like, do you want this? Do you want to do this or not?
This is my favorite part of the story.
Because I was just trying to be upfront and honest with the guy. Like, I wasn't going to sugarcoat it to him. Is it either you want to work here or you don't? So if you want to work here, you're going to have to work with me on this, and we're going to have to, like, figure out a time and place without so many excuses of why you can't do what we had talked about doing. And you had approached the head pastor about meeting and you wanting to do this and you pushing for it. So that was where it kind of went. And that's why it kind of, like, I can be, when I have to be, I can be very direct. And like, I would rather weed someone out in the beginning and not have them get further along in the process. So I just became very direct with the person.
Yeah. So pro tip for anybody out there who's interviewing, if the person who's interviewing you asks you, do you really want this job?
It's a very easy answer.
That's the time to realize whatever you've been doing to that point in the interview, change direction.
Change directions.
It's not working.
It was not.
Yeah.
I was just getting this sense. And, like, I love the gathering. I love the people here. I'm very protective of this place, and I don't want someone. I knew we had a great opportunity to hire someone fantastic to move us in the right direction. And when that early process, you can kind of figure that out just by reading where the conversation goes and how someone responds to a difficult situation. So I wouldn't talk to someone normally that way. I'm generally not an extremely direct person, but if there's a good reason to be, I can be.
My favorite interview was you and I had a phone call with somebody interested in the same job.
Yeah.
And he was, getting into ministry, so he was a little newer into it.
Yeah.
And so, we were asking, basically, like, what do you bring to the table kind of questions, like what experience do you have, all that stuff. And we would ask him, how would you handle this? And his answer to all of them was, well, I'm really just would want to learn from you how to handle that. And we're just going, like, but you have to kind of know how to do your job. You need to know
something.
Yeah.
Please tell us something.
That was like a 10-minute conversation. And I just remember when we were done with, we're like, what?
Yeah.
What was that?
The plan today was not to talk about, like, interviewing faux pas.
Yeah.
But I got to share one more
yeah.
that is about you two guys.
Oh, no.
Okay.
So I've only heard this secondhand, but it's one of my favorite stories.
Oh, gosh.
That you guys were interviewed. This was someone else. I was almost saying his name, but I'm not going to say his name. You guys actually drove to meet this guy and have a conversation with him, and he was a good candidate. And one of the questions he had for you guys was, because in his current ministry context, he was really close friends with the senior pastor and the executive pastor. And so his question to you guys was, so are you guys really good friends with David?
Yeah.
And I think Steve's answer was, David doesn't have any friends.
No, I don't think I said that to him. But through what went through my mind was like, how do I answer? Like, do I answer this truthfully, or do I answer with what he wants to hear in this moment? And I chose to go truthful with it.
Which was
David
doesn't have any friends.
No, not in that sense of, like, hey, like, David is much more of an introvert than an extrovert, and he we don't know a whole lot of his close friends.
I was so confused too, because I was like,
wait, how do I answer that?
What do you mean? Because I've never once been like, what I really want in my boss, my pastor, is like a friend. I'm like,
yeah, that would make it tough to
we
work
friendly?
like that.
Is it a pleasant workplace? Definitely, you know. But is it the same as like, do I go to David's house like I go to Steve's house?
Yeah.
No. So it's like, I don't know what he, you know, what he's really getting at.
Just to clarify,
David doesn't have friends.
I have a friend.
In Jesus.
In Jesus. All right.
I got my God. I got my dogs. I'm good.
It is Thanksgiving week. Yeah.
I cannot believe that.
My favorite holiday of the year. So I'm super excited about this.
Yeah.
So because of that, I took over the questions today.
Okay.
I did a very bossly thing. I said I'm the boss today.
You know,
I'm going to ask the question.
If you were our friend, you would have come to us before.
I'm not. Yep, that's right. That's right. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a couple favorite questions about Thanksgiving, and then I've got a fun Thanksgiving game.
Okay.
And you guys love my fun games.
Yes.
So all right. So let's start with this. This is just kind of rapid fire. What is your favorite Thanksgiving tradition? Like something that you do or your family does?
That's easy.
All right.
I get to do it this year. So my favorite family tradition is that Maria's side of the family gets together every other year at a Young Life camp. And if you've never experienced a Young Life camp, it's at the upper end of camps. It's not like a Camp Chautauqua or, you know.
I love Camp Chautauqua.
One of those ones where it's like there's no frills. You just kind of like very
it's like a
rustic
lodge,
living.
and it's nice.
Very nice. It's almost like hotel style. Now, not where all the campers stay, because there are sections where like we get to stay in the nicer areas. Like I don't know who's staying in them because I don't know
you
a ton
stay
about
where the rich kids stay.
Probably the ones
who
ones who pay like triple or make a special donation.
The elite.
But it's like a cabin. It has its own kitchen and fireplace, and it's super nice. And then the campground is just awesome. It's like right in like a holler in near Asheville, North Carolina.
A holler?
Beautiful. So like where the kind of the mountains come together.
I know what a holler is. I lived in West Virginia.
Okay, there you go.
Just said it
I'm just saying it for
Right, it was just like you were just like out of the blue. I never heard you say holler before.
Well, that's what it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's just a really beautiful area, and there's like a creek that runs right through it. It's awesome. So we get to. It's like a mini vacation for all of us, and it's a really fun time.
Cool.
And like.
So going to the holler.
We're going to the holler. That's where we're headed.
My favorite tradition is whenever Steve goes down to the holler, is I move into his house for a week. I'm just kidding. So my family's from Missouri, and so I haven't gotten to do this, but in the past couple of years, pretty much my whole family now lives up here, and so it wasn't a specific tradition, but I love, we would have Thanksgiving, we'd have our meal at lunch. And then I just love that lazy afternoon of, we're just hanging out, playing board games, spending time together, taking naps. Maybe the football game's on, and then you have leftovers for dinner, maybe, and then you switch into Christmas mode. And then we would always watch a Christmas movie that night. Yeah. And like that experience with the family is awesome.
Do you get competitive at the board games? That's my
my
problem because I don't want to lose.
My family has finished fewer games.
Yeah.
Then we have like just been done because somebody's about to kill somebody.
Do you ever have a table flipper?
Oh, definitely. We actually started playing on the floor
because you can't flip the table.
Can't flip the table.
All right. Mine is the turkey. I make the turkey every year, and I love making the turkey. I'm not a great cook, but I have figured out the turkey, and I do make a mean Thanksgiving turkey. My kids love it, so that's
Like, does it just say hurtful things or? Okay.
Oh yeah, and lots of leftovers, especially when the kids aren't here. But no turkey this year. Not gonna make a turkey.
Do you
do
pie? No. No pie. No. Wow.
No. We'll get to the food here in a minute.
Okay.
My favorite tradition is just getting to make the turkey. I just really enjoy the whole process. So all right. So here next favorite is let's go with the food. Favorite Thanksgiving food?
Mashed potatoes.
Gravy? No gravy?
No gravy.
Just straight up.
I'm not a gravy. I think it throws off the flavor profile.
Do you like them to have a little bit of chunk to them, or do you want them creamy and smooth?
I don't care either way.
Any skin left?
I honestly I could go both ways. Probably creamy because that's usually what I get. But I really don't care either way. I would do all different kinds.
Push back here.
Yeah.
Mashed potatoes exist for one reason and one reason only.
What's that?
And that is to serve as a vessel of delivery for more.
So what I do is I always start with the mashed potatoes, and then everything goes into the mashed potatoes. So like almost making like
Mix
a
your whole
KFC
thing up.
bowl.
I got you now.
You know what
All
I
right,
mean?
okay, so it's almost like they're the mortar that holds
Exactly.
the meal together.
You know,
See, I think that's good.
Yeah, I'll buy that.
But the idea of
That's
just
what I
eating
do.
plain mashed potatoes is just
I could eat them plain.
abomination.
I love like anything potato. I love like I could
Is
eat
there a
potato
taste?
almost
Do
every
mashed
single
potatoes
way.
have a taste?
Potato, well, butter and salt.
I don't know.
is
That's
what
what
they
I was
taste
gonna
like.
say. they taste like
Which
whatever
I
you
like
put
butter
in
I
and
it.
don't really
salt,
like
too.
potatoes, so I'm like not the. I
You don't
shouldn't be
like
so
potato,
judgy.
yeah.
I'll
All
eat
right,
them, but
what's
they're
your
not
what's
my-
your favorite?
So I love stuffing and cranberry sauce. And I
Okay.
like to mix them together.
Okay, those are my two least favorite things.
All right, so the stuffing is it like cooked in the bird,
I've had So my family will do.
or
We'll
is
do
it stovetop?
So we'll do it all. So they'll do some, and then they'll
Okay.
some stovetop. But this is the wildest part. So my sister is got a ton of like dietary restrictions, and
she does now.
Yeah, she is now and she's not like this because like of choice, but like she's now like gluten free, vegan, like, and I think she's dairy free now too. But she has to make separate stuffing because she can't have gluten, and I don't know what she does.
It's good.
It's so good, and there's no gluten in it, and I don't understand because gluten's the best flavor.
Doubtful.
I don't
so
understand stuffing at all. I don't.
right.
I don't get it, and I don't. I think it should be. I don't think it should be.
So
included.
I'm gonna say stuffing is actually my favorite. That's like.
I don't understand. You
And,
guys
and
at
I'll
all.
go. I mean, the turkey obviously
It's just
is everybody's
bread.
favorite, but well, here's
Bread
the thing.
crumbled with
it's not just
seasoning.
bread.
Let's.
What is-
I'm
what
gonna start
more-
with
what more
this.
is it?
If you
What more is it?
no.
It's just like
no. If you
stale
are serving,
bread.
if you are serving stovetop for Thanksgiving,
Do you actually like the taste?
No, my
You like the
command to you
taste.
is stove stop.
don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do
Now,
it.
if you do stovetop because of the convenience of it,
Stove stop.
So what you
there's
make your
not
own
for Thanksgiving.
you make it for with like actual ingredients.
So Thanksgiving is not about convenience.
Okay.
It is about taking your time,
Right.
and making a delicious meal.
if you don't have time,
Okay, here's my other gripe
Stove
about
stop.
Thanksgiving.
Pepperidge Farm has
Okay.
it's like a stuffing in a bag. It's not
Okay.
not stovetop.
All right.
Do that.
Okay.
Well,
Do that
why
one.
is
So much
Thanksgiving
better.
like? Maybe it's just my family and my wife's family, but why is Thanksgiving like usually lunch? Right, you eat at lunchtime.
Right.
Early dinner,
Why is it
yeah.
such late? Like usually it's like 1 or 2 o'clock. Like why do we eat it so late?
Because nobody knows how to plan and how long a turkey's going to take. Like the amount of times.
do
I've
you
been
have it at
places-
lunchtime or do you have it at like 1 or 2?
We do it a lot. Well,
Could you have
so
it at noon?
so here's the problem is the Lions, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you
the,
gotta watch the
the
game.
Lions always is the part. They're always the noon game.
Yeah.
So I prefer it to be actually later, like 3 or 4.
Yeah, that's always my problem. Is like
Yeah.
a lot of people do that. I don't get it why
Yeah,
we have
but-
to eat that.
Well,
meal
because
so
what
late.
we want is to make everyone have low blood sugar and be cranky.
Very, very
around
cranky.
family, and then we'll drop politics into it, and then it's just awesome.
So we'll eat it a little bit later.
Yeah.
And then it really just becomes a grazing the rest of the day. And we'll just sit around the table kind of chilling and playing table games and that kind of the rest of the day.
Is it equally as good later when you have
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's equally as good on Saturday still.
So
it?
my
Even
favorite
cold
thing-
turkey.
Oh, yeah. I'll eat all the Thanksgiving meal cold.
So my family, what we do is Thanksgiving Day, you have the meal, and then at dinner time we make sandwiches with
Yep.
the turkey, and then
Hawaiian rolls.
we actually do pumpernickel, which is
Pumpernickel.
pumpernickel. What did I say?
Peppernickel.
Yeah, pumpernickel. That's what I said.
Hawaiian rolls.
I gotta do Hawaiian rolls. I
Yeah,
love Hawaiian rolls.
yeah.
But then the next day, all the leftovers, so like all the gravy and the turkey,
Just
and
blend
the
them all
stuffing,
together.
mix it all together, and
Like a shake. Thanksgiving shake.
we don't blend it.
Blend it
We don't
together.
blend it. It just we
Yeah.
it's like we call it like Thanksgiving hash, but
Right.
growing up I called it mash. 'cause
So
it
I'm
was
gonna.
mushy.
No, I'm not. See, the thing is, I'm not making a turkey this year. I would let you have some of my stuffing.
Why aren't you making a turkey this year?
Well, we're gonna get to that in a minute.
Okay, because you're traveling.
Kind of.
Okay.
But so
I still just think about your mom with that carving knife and the
true story.
ham
Absolutely
in the van.
Absolutely a true story.
Stitches.
Yes. No, I wasn't there.
Because it was just Mary Ann.
It was just
in the car.
Mary
That's
Ann,
right.
and we weren't married yet.
I'm just picturing
even
like
engaged
a
yet.
carving knife too. Like you
That's exactly what
Oh
it
my
is.
gosh! Like that seems dangerous in a car.
Well, and also what the part of the story that she maybe doesn't tell is that the Dixie cups of water getting passed out before the ham.
In like a cooler where you're like.
No, she just pitcher. She has a pitcher,
open pitcher of water,
and then passing the Dixie cups back. Yeah. So all right.
Wow.
That's a whole nother story. Marianne tells it better than I do, so you have to listen to it from her. But all right. So
next week, Marianne's coming on the podcast.
Next question. Next question.
Yeah.
Thanks. Last Thanksgiving question. Favorite football team at Thanksgiving, and why is it the Lions?
Okay. Well, this year it would definitely be the Lions because they are fun to watch right now.
Yeah, they are.
They're looking really good. I mean, plus, I love who doesn't love an underdog story.
Right.
You know, like if I mean, there's probably a couple other teams you could make an argument for, but
so what are the options?
The Browns. I would say the Browns as well. But if you're gonna feel sorry for a football team, probably Detroit's a good one.
The lovable losers.
Yeah. And they why do they always get Thanksgiving though?
They just always have.
I mean, I love the tradition, but I think it's kind of weird.
Other
than if you're not a Detroit fan,
always on Thanksgiving.
Detroit,
Dallas, right?
And Dallas.
Well, that's easy. You know, and even if you don't want to root for Detroit, we all love to root against the Cowboys.
Yeah.
So
Well, they don't play each other.
exactly.
But
I wouldn't pick them.
Yeah.
Well, I saw there's a Black Friday game this year. Did you see that?
I did not.
Yeah, they have a Black Friday football game.
Is it?
It's all about the money.
NFL.
It's all about the money.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
a Black Friday game this
yeah.
year, which I think it because usually
like a
usually there's
discounted
not much to do the Friday after Thanksgiving.
It's real
So
cheap.
It's Carolina against Baltimore, or no, Carolina against Cleveland.
Right.
Yes. All right. So here's obviously my team is the Lions, and the reason I'm not making a turkey this year is because my kids, for my birthday, because they can't be here for Thanksgiving this year, got Marianne and I tickets to go to the Lions game.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
on Thanksgiving.
That's
on
awesome.
Thanksgiving.
Wow.
So I've never been into a Thanksgiving game day.
I'm gonna watch to see if we see you.
Yep, we'll be. So look for 2 people, wearing Lions jerseys.
I'm sure
Is
we'll
it gonna
find.
be?
Yeah, you probably won't be any other.
You checked the weather already? Is it going to be nice?
It's a dome.
Oh, it's a dome stadium. Okay,
It's a
I didn't
roof
realize
stadium.
that.
Yeah, so
you'll
it'll be fine.
then.
Yep. All right. So we got time for a short game.
Okay.
Okay. And this is the gratitude game.
All right.
We're gonna play the gratitude game.
Is this the letter and the,
You guys know that I'm a big fan of gratitude, and I should have brought one of my gratitude journals with me and said, pitch that a little bit. I think
you can purchase it on Amazon.
it's
All
called
the proceeds go to David.
There are no proceeds.
Because it's at cost.
It's at cost. Yep. It's called the gratitude experiment.
I think it's only like $5 or something.
Yep.
It's a great deal.
It's called the gratitude experiment. 30 days of gratitude.
And it has not gone up with inflation.
That's true. I'm probably now losing money on it. I should probably go and check
you owe
that.
Amazon a bunch of money.
All right. All right. So the gratitude experiment, but this is the gratitude game.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you a word, and we'll go back and forth, different word each time, and then you have to out of that word tell me what gratitude it triggers for you.
Okay, like
Gotcha.
now
So
is
just word
this
association.
how? But
Yes.
how much of how much do we have to be grateful?
This is just
for?
kind of
because I
rapid
could be
fire.
grateful for apples, but I'm
So,
not
like-
really actually grateful for apples.
So if I
love
say,
apples.
we'll use your example. So if I say, Steve, your word is apples, you can say, oh man, I'm grateful for apples.
Oh, we have to give a reason why.
No, you just be like, I'm grateful for it. But some of the words are going to be things you can't say I'm grateful for,
Okay.
right? So we'll just see. So
gonna be fun.
the way we're going to do this, this is not pre-planned. I have pulled up my random word generator.
This is gonna be
All right,
awesome.
and I'm just going to hit the generate random words, and I'm going to give the word to you, and you got to tell us what you're grateful for. All right, John, you're going to go first. Your word is radical.
Radical.
That's
Well, I'm grateful for the radical love and grace that God has shown
nice.
me.
That's good. That's
and the
good.
Ninja Turtles.
In the
Is
radical.
that- all right, Steve. Your word
Ninja
is
Turtles.
your word is fixture.
Fixture. Okay, I am grateful for the fixtures of my family, like that show up to Thanksgiving.
That's a
every
good
year.
one. In the holler.
Yeah, down in the hollers.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure what you do because that was not an easy word.
Yeah.
So good job. All right,
Down in the holler.
John. Your word is bird.
Bird.
Bird's the word.
I'm really thankful and grateful for the turkey that I'm going to consume this Thursday.
Yes.
And Friday.
Yeah.
I got two.
Yeah. All right.
I would much rather have chicken than turkey for Thanksgiving.
Steve.
Whoa. No.
Steve.
Pilgrims didn't have turkeys. I don't know if that's true.
Your word is. I'm just going to leave that because it just infuriates me.
Yeah.
Your word is insight.
Oh, I love the insight that comes from being grateful around Thanksgiving time, because it's a time to be reflective about all the things we're grateful for.
He's winning this game. He's up 2-0. 2 of his answers have been better than yours. All right, here we go.
Thing. Let's just put that out there.
That's negative 10 points.
John, your word is siege.
Siege.
Siege. S-I-E-G.
I got this. I am thankful that despite the fact that I had built up fortified walls and defenses in my heart,
This is good. The
Lord took siege, and because of his enduring love, I now have a relationship with him.
That is good. That's gonna be
He
tough
like
to beat.
surrounded your walls.
He
That's-
surrounded
that'll-
me with his
until
love.
you were starved.
That'll preach right there. Well, you guys have a song. It's the never-ending, reckless,
Siegement.
I can sing of your
No, not that one.
siege
What's the song? It's the never-ending,
Song?
all-consuming,
Passion.
reckless.
Oh, the overwhelming.
Yeah, that one.
never-ending- Yep.
That's like
Yep.
that's yeah. All right, we
Reckless
should-
love.
Why don't we sing that anymore?
I have issues with the word reckless sometimes, and I
Okay.
go back and forth.
All right, here we go.
Jalen.
All right, here we
agrees.
go. Quality.
Quality. The quality time with my family and kids
Yeah.
on Thanksgiving is fantastic, especially this year because we get to spend a ton of time because we're going away.
I thought he was going to say the quality of the chicken he eats.
Yeah.
That's what I
All right.
thought.
That's good. I'm going to give the point to John on that one. Though.
Okay.
That was
I
tough
would-
to beat.
I would agree, but I think that was
We
a
should
little.
do,
I,
in
fact, yeah, I'm gonna
I don't
say
know
what-
how heartfelt that was, but it was.
It was very intellectual.
It was intellectual.
But that means it's true. It just maybe
Yeah.
wasn't from the heart and emotional. But John's not as emotional as you, anyways.
I don't
But
have
I'm going to
heart.
say this because siege was a really hard word.
Yeah,
He did really
it
well
is.
with it. We're going to give him 2 points for that.
Okay, tied.
So it's 2-2, last round.
All right.
All right, here we go. John,
Last round's worth
go,
10
here we go.
points.
I don't make this stuff up. Medieval.
All right, give me a minute. Give me a minute. Medieval.
Medieval.
Like knights and castles and
Yeah,
stuff.
that. Yeah.
I didn't.
All
I
right.
didn't think that's how you spelled medieval. Anyway,
I got it.
Well, it is. Yeah.
I am
I thought it was
thankful.
evil, like I-L. Okay.
I am thankful for a faith and religious tradition that survived the medieval times and the Dark Ages.
Had to be the worst
and
time to
a
live.
lot of corruption and evil, and it somehow endured by the grace of God to get us where we are today.
I just picture people being muddy
I love the
all the
West.
time in the medieval time.
Muddy
Oh, no.
all the time.
I just picture them always being like dirty and muddy. It's probably not realistic. but-
So John's answer is a faith that endured through the medieval times.
Yep.
All right,
And-
that's good. That's good.
Some good things happen and bad things happen, but
All right. Steve, your word is confine.
confine. So like in a small.
Yeah.
Oh well, I would say that Thanksgiving is time to not confine your gratitude, but be extremely thankful for all that God has provided and all the blessings of family,
All right.
because
You and your
family is the most
Thanksgiving
important.
chicken.
That's a good
I
answer.
reversed
You
that
did.
one on you.
Yeah, you played the Uno reverse
Yeah,
card.
I played the Uno
And here's what we're
reverse
gonna
card
do.
on
We're gonna where's my camera? Here it is. We're gonna let you out in TV land judge who the winner is. It's tied up right now, so look at that
this
that
has
last
nothing
answer.
to do with this, but I
Why
am
can't we?
taking
We can let
suggestions for
Jalen be
songs
the
over next
tiebreaker.
month.
All right. So no, in the comments you can vote.
She looks nervous.
And we will
She's like, I don't
determine
wanna
who
be
the winner
involved in
is
this.
in the comments by whoever chooses that last answer. All right, and we're gonna close with this. Then we'll let you do your closer. What we just did is something you can do at home on your own. If you're struggling with gratitude, you can literally Google random word generator, generate a word, and then think about how does that word prompt me towards gratitude. And this is just one more exercise you can do to develop gratitude in your life. Gratitude is the Swiss Army knife of habits because it helps you in so many different ways. I recommend it. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Steve,
there you go.
get us out of here.
Thanks for. Wait, I gotta start over again.
All right, we'll try again.
Yeah, do it again.
Steve, get us out of here.
Thanks for joining us on the Gathering Greenhouse. So keep it real, keep it rooted, and we'll catch you next time.
Boom.